So start a podcast from Gimlet, final season, where they're talking about their acquisition by Spotify. Talked about the first episode in a previous stream. I'm loving this season so much. It's so good. Anything Alex Bloomberg touches as far as podcasts he does himself are just solid gold. It's funny that I just, before recording this, looked up the tweet because I wanted to use it for my screen share. Because the title of the episode was actually something different than this. The title of the episode was Thanksgiving in Stockholm or something like that. And it talked about how they went to a meeting in Stockholm around Thanksgiving. But anyway, the part that stuck out to me that I noted down in my notes was, what would you do with $1 billion? And turns out in their tweet about it, they actually used that same piece there. So, great minds think alike. No big deal. No big. But anyways, there was a part in the episode where they're talking to the founder of Spotify. They're having this conversation. This is before they knew that they were going to be acquired. There's just sort of early conversation. And, they did a bunch of prep for this meeting and stuff. And the Spotify, I think, CEO founder asked them, what would you do if I gave you $1 billion? And they were caught totally off guard by it. They were like, I don't know, because the scale they're operating at is probably in the millions, low millions. And they talked about how they were struggling with cash flow and all sorts of struggles that they were having. And so just this question totally hit them out of left field, and they felt like they sort of didn't have a good answer for it. And then ultimately, this Spotify CEO said that he liked the way they answered it in the sense that they struggled with the question, as opposed to just saying, oh, we would hire 1,000 people and create 1,000 shows, because they care so much about quality that it couldn't just give that answer, because it's not that simple to scale quality so well. And so it made me think, like, what if I was asked that question? What if you were asked that question for whatever it is? Let's say it's in the context of your business, in the context of a charity you're interested in or a cause you're interested in. What would you do if you had $1 billion? It's a wild question because most of us are not used to thinking at that scale, obviously. It kind of forces you to open your mind up a little bit and think, I have no freaking idea. I don't know what I'd do with a lot less than that. It's also funny how, this is the thing I've been thinking about. It's funny how we think in terms of million, and then the next thing up is billion, right? Like millionaires, billionaires, as if they're adjacent to each other. Whereas it's a couple of orders of magnitude in between, we should have a word for 100 millionaire. I think there is a word for that. All the hatred is directed at the billionaires. The 100 millionaires are they're chilling. They're not the target of any rage or anything like that.